Welcome once again to another edition of Entrepreneurs and Fuego. Do you notice how I have that Latin accent when I say entrepreneurs? I didn't say like entrepreneurs, very, very gringo and everything else. But
we both have an accent, so this is going to be a fun
actually,
show to watch.
we both have something incredibly in common, and we're both from South America.
Yes, you're from Ecuador.
And you're from Colombia.
Colombia.
Colombia has the most beautiful women in the world. I knew that when I was like 16 years old, growing up in Ecuador, in Quito, in Colegio San Gabriel. That's what they used to say. We used to go to Pasto. And that's where, 15 years old, we had no idea what we were doing, but we would go up in a bus and everything else. Anyway, I digress. With me, I have Diana Prieto. Diana, you have many titles because you do a lot of things. I know that you are CEO and founder of Latinos, Ideas Media. Tell us exactly what you do, because you also have a restaurant, or your family has a restaurant, probably the best restaurant here in Phoenix as well.
My husband has a restaurant, but basically I started Ideas Media, which is an advertising agency that focuses on the Latino market about 8 years ago. It's called Ideas Media. We do a lot of PR and events. Within those working years, I developed a relationship with my partner, Ray Rita, and we decided to launch ArizonaLatinos.com, which started 4 years ago. And it's azlatinos.com or ArizonaLatinos.com. It's an online publication. It's a portal for the Latino in Arizona. It's just covers everything from lifestyle to things to do, where to go in the weekend, where to go eat, where you can go shopping, what concerts are in the valley. Basically, your online resource to everything that you need to know in Arizona. You don't have to be a Latino to visit us.
Because I was going to say, your portal is unlike any other portal or any other magazine or website that exists here in Arizona, because it's, first of all, it's bilingual. Yes. And it's got all the relevant information that one cannot find anywhere else about Latino events and generally any event that goes on here in the Valley, right?
Exactly. It's actually very interesting that we first started writing a lot of articles in English and Spanish,
right.
But we've noticed that a lot of our audience is speaking English readers only, and not only, a lot of people do still read Spanish, but a lot of the Latinos that are online, most of their activity and behavioral is conducted in English. So that's why most of our contact is in English, because it's the Latino who is used to just, working every day today, that live here in the United States, but are still very connected to their Latino roots. They still read and write mostly in English.
So to market to the Latino market, though, you have to have a very special skill, because you have to know your Latino audience, but at the same time, you have to have a specialist skill within the Latin audience. You have the first generations that have come in here, and then you have the second generation, as you're talking about, right?
Yes, which are the millenniums. And there's obviously Arizona's the perfect state to do a Hispanic study on marketing, because we're such a particular state compared to other states. This is not Florida. This is not, New York. Well, not that New York is a state, but I'm talking about the city. California, we're particularly different in the way that we make our decisions and the way that we behave here in Arizona, because we have certain circumstances that make it a little bit more challenging than other states.
Like what?
Perhaps, Arizona's been known to be racist state.
No.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
That's crazy, right?
Why nobody told me this news, right? I mean,
yes.
what's happening here?
So obviously that places a little bit more of a challenging situation and scenarios, but it's not as obvious as people would imagine it. It's just more discreet, but I think we're just kind of breaking down with that.
But you know what happened? Even with that perception, and with all the immigration, SB 1070 and all that stuff, even with that, the Latino market here in Arizona comprises for over 17, almost 18% of the purchasing power of an entire state, compared to 10%, which is throughout the United States. So it is still a very powerful, market, right? And so when you go after that market, who are your clients? Do you tell them that this is how you have to talk to this market? This is the media that you have to use, et cetera, et cetera.
There
who's your
are
market?
particular ways that I feel that marketers, especially clients that are trying to do the crossover, like corporations that are trying to reach the Latino market and vice versa,
Yeah.
Latino-owned smaller businesses, medium businesses that are trying to reach the general market community. Right. Yeah, there are specifics, we as of Latinos, and I think not only in Arizona, we tend to have bigger families. We're not a single home household.
Right.
We're most likely 5.
At least.
At least,
Plus la abuelita, la tía, los primos. I mean,
that's breaking down a little bit more. That's more first generation.
Some households look like consulates. They have so many people in there.
Some. But the new Latino, meaning like the first generation, 0.5 generation, and 2, I myself included, I'm a 1.5 generation because I was born and raised in Colombia, but I was brought here when I was 11. So that means I was brought here before I was a teen. So that makes me a 1.5 generation.
All right, so let me ask you this. So the United States soccer team starts playing against the Colombia soccer team. Who do you root for?
That's a very good question because I always have a 50-50 heartbreak on it.
But you gotta be like 50.1% for somebody.
Probably Colombia. Most definitely.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm a U.S. citizen myself, and when I see Ecuador playing playing that, I gotta go with.
When Colombia is playing against any other country, I'm obviously 100% Colombia. But when it's against USA, I'm very 50-50. Honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
But at the end of the game, whoever's winning, I'm like, okay, 51-52.
By the way, happy birthday. Oh, just about.
Oh, thank you. Just about Sunday, yes.
It's about Sunday, so we're just about there. What are you doing for your birthday, man?
Just getting together with some friends, celebrating, having a good time.
Have you always been an entrepreneur, or what happened in your life that made you decide to, I think I have a skill here as an entrepreneur that I'm going to use it? Did somebody tell you that, or nació de ti, or how
from the beginning, when I was a kid, I wanted to come up with money to buy my whole family gifts for Christmas. And I had a big family. I still have a big family, like a huge family. So I would just
Are they all in Colombia?
Yeah,
most of them
they're in Colombia. So I would go around my neighborhood and sell CDs, not CDs. Back then we didn't have CDs. We had records.
A record? What's a record?
Well,
right?
No, it's a gift certificate for a record. So I went around all the neighborhoods selling raffle tickets through all the 100 houses in the neighborhood, and I got money. They knew my family, so they knew I was the one knocking on the door. So that's how I would get money, and I got a lot of money. And I figured out that this is a good way of raising funds, and I was only maybe 9. And then in school, I started selling jewelry in the morning before class start.
Yeah.
I would sell tons of jewelry, and then I think I would also sell. There was a time that I sold brownies for break, before the break.
Yeah.
And I also made good money. So it was just inside. It just start bored with it.
You're bored with it. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit to. Now you graduated from college, ASU,
from U of A.
Right? Oh, U of A.
U of A.
Oh, ASU. What did I say, ASU?
I love ASUs too, but I graduated from U of A.
My son graduated from U of A, as a matter of fact, I should know this. So you graduated from a U of A, and then you still have that entrepreneurial spirit inside of you. So did you at that point decide, I'm going to become an entrepreneur, or did you work for somebody else before you jumped into entrepreneurship?
Yes, I think it's very important to work for corporations and to work with someone else because you learn from others. Definitely, yes. I feel you need good peers and good examples in your life. I had excellent examples in my life, starting from my grandfather. He was my first example of discipline, work ethics, honesty. So he was my first role model. That he would wake up at 5 in the morning and work all day. He was a person in charge of the house, so I understood that, like there's always, in order to get something, you have to work for it. And then throughout my career, I've had 2 or 3 people that have been key in teaching what I apply now and what I feel it's important now.
So to boil it down, so you have to have good mentorship,
Good mentors,
discipline, honesty, and a great work ethic. Are those
also
the things
being
you would say?
creative.
Also being creative, and so those are the things that people that are watching this broadcast, listening to this broadcast, is that the message that you're going to give to them? Is there something else?
Definitely. You have to be very passionate about what you do. That's the most important thing. I feel if you go Monday through Friday, or even if you work on the weekends, you can't just do it for the money. You have to do it because you like it and you're passionate about it. It can't just be like go to work Monday through Friday and whatever you are, hostess, server, busboy, an assistant in an office, a legal, a paralegal, or a big shot lawyer. You have to do it because you love it, you like it, and you're passionate about it.
We're with Diana Prieto. Now, have you ever failed at anything?
Yeah, of course. I failed a couple of times.
How did you handle that?
A learning experience. You obviously like get upset at yourself, like what could I have done to avoid it, or if I had only seen it a little bit earlier, or if I had listened to people. That's what one of my biggest lessons have been, to learn to listen to people who know what they're doing. Sometimes you tend to think you know it all, and it's important to listen to someone who knows what they're doing. Because if you would have listened to them, you would have not done it.
And that's part of the problem that we have with entrepreneurs, right? That we think that we know everything, but it's a constant learning experience.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you got to continue learning all the time.
Yeah, of course. And you could always do it better, and there's always room for improvement, and there's always opportunities to learn, but there's always occasions in where you're gonna fail, because it just happens.
When you failed, did you allow yourself to, sulk and just be miserable for a day, for a half a day, and then you go like, okay, that's it.
No.
Shake it off? I
think you don't realize that you failed until like it's way too late, and you're like, wait a minute, I think I failed. So then you're like, by then it's too late and you're already doing something else. Okay. In my case, so I was like, all right, yeah, we failed. Next, what's next? Whatever. Learn from what happened.
Right.
And then don't do it again.
What are your projects for the next 3 years? Where are you guys going?
Well, basically, our main focus is American-Latino.com. The publication is doing really well. We experiencing a growth pattern that I continue to see expanding. We have other publications that we're looking to launch. Those are coming up next year. They're very interesting. I can't say the name yet because we're still in the process of, fine-tuning all the details.
Oh, that's cool.
But there will be very good niche publications, not for the Latino market, but for general market. Our big Latino focus is Arizona-Latinos.com. Right now, those are the basic plans. That's one of the important things entrepreneurs do, that we tend to spread ourselves too thin, and it's important to focus on the big picture. And right now, the big picture is azlatinos.com.
I think it's a phenomenal. If those people that are listening or watching this thing, they haven't gone to azlatinos.com, they should, man. I mean, it's very clean, sharp. First time I saw it, I'm like, whoa, I didn't really realize that there was such a thing like this. It's bilingual, but it's very well done. So there's a lot of art and graphics, and it's very powerful, very informative. So
We like to keep
kudos,
it
man.
clean, and we like to
yeah, it's amazing.
I
Very well done.
connect with our audience because, like I said, we have a very particular audience.
Right.
And, we love food. We want to know where all the new restaurants are, especially if they're Latino.
What's the newest restaurant?
The newest restaurant right now, it's a good question. There's tons. There's a Colombian couple that had a restaurant in Sedona, and they closed down the restaurant in Sedona, and they're coming here in Scottsdale. It's kind of weird that they're coming to Scottsdale because it's not.
Why
I don't know.
Scottsdale?
Maybe
Come
because
on,
they're coming
man.
from Sedona. I don't know, but they have Colombian hot dogs, which are
What?
really good.
What is a Colombian hot dog?
It's particular. Well, I don't know why.
If it is anything like an Ecuadorian hot dog, man, we're
No,
in trouble.
they're really
man.
good. They actually have. I think the key ingredient in our hot dogs is the pineapple, because it's kind of like a sweet pineapple sauce with. It's called salsa rosada, which is mayonnaise and ketchup, but
Of
you
course,
mix it,
man.
and then crush the potato chips. So you put it on top, and then you melt cheese on it. So it's actually really good. I mean, I don't know if it sounds that good the way I'm describing it, but it's actually really, really good.
Here's what we're going to do. When these people come in from Sedona, they open up in Scottsdale, it's on me.
You love it. Everyone loves it. Everyone that has ever tried a Colombian hot dog loves it. I know I'm not the best person to describe food, but it is really good.
Well, the way you describe it sounded nasty, but nasty good.
No,
so
it's actually
right.
pretty good. It's good.
I believe you.
It is good.
And for being a guest of Entrepreneurs on Fuego, we're going to give you this great T-shirt. It's by Pablo Lunas for the Office Pile.
Oh, very nice. I love it.
This is yours, man.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're out.